popping? What's popping? I'm here. I'm 4 minutes late. I was finished up reading my book, man. I was almost at the end of the chapter, so I just finished up. But yeah, I'm here, y'all. I'm here. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna wait for some people to get in the room. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. What's popping? I see I got one person in the room. All right. All right. All right. Thank you for tuning in, basically. But today's topic is should Asians apologize? I didn't finish it, but basically is should Asians apologize to the black community? And the reason why I'm titling it that, and matter of fact, this is episode 106 of Shit That Be On My Mind. If you like what I be saying, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Sandra, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that last name right, LaRoche, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. But thank you for tuning in. But yeah, like I said, the reason why I titled it that is for the simple reason right now you got this whole propaganda going on where it's stop Asian hate, right? Now, in New York and in California, you have separate incidences where you have suspected black people. Because some of these look like they got makeup on, some look like they got a mask on, some look like they paid actors, crisis actors. I mean, it's just too obvious. Like, if you gon' like, let's keep it a buck, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, when niggas do a crime, the goal is not to get caught. So why would you knowingly push an Asian person down or hit an Asian person right in front of a camera? Like, make that make sense to me. Like, either you are totally mentally ill or you part of an agenda. You somebody done paid you or something going on, because the goal of committing a crime of any black person, I can't speak for no other race, but I'm pretty sure it's the same across the board. You know what I'm saying? Because every race has its elements of the underworld. The goal is not to get caught. So why would you blankly push an elderly Asian person down? Why would you blankly punch an Asian lady in the face and do it right when a camera can catch you? Like, that just don't make sense to me. So you got to question that. You got to use you emotionally. We like, oh wow, you know, I can see where, because black people, we coddle everybody, man. We coddle everybody before we treat our own like shit. Let's keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? We treat our own like shit, man. But we treat everybody else like, oh, Jewish people, Asian people, immigrants, this, that, and the third. We want to coddle everybody, but we don't want to even coddle ourselves. We will destroy ourselves or we kill ourselves. And it's just like here, you know what I'm saying, Michigan or Detroit, you know, anywhere like that, you catch teddy bears and all that shit. You know, it's just normal. Like, oh, such got killed. Let's put some teddy bears and some little balloons and, you know, you're right. Right way. You're right. We go, unfortunately. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we just we dog ourselves in our own community, but then we want to coddle everybody else, basically. So at the end of the day, man, when you look at it from a critical and not a non-emotional standpoint, something ain't right with this Asian attacks. It's happening only on the East Coast and only on the West Coast. From a law creating standpoint, them is the two biggest places where laws get created. Is West Coast and East Coast. New York, California. And all the attacks are happening in New York and California. Now, keep in mind, let's go back. Who is Joe Biden? Who is Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris is a attorney general. She's a lawyer. She's a prosecutor. Same thing with Joe Biden. Joe Biden created what? The 1994 crime bill, right? Now, peep this also, too. Now, when they first got in office in January, he signed all them executive orders back to back, back to back, back to back. the cry got so loud for us, like, what you got for us? Black women was, hey, what you got for us? Black people as a whole, what you got for us? They had to figure out how to take that off the board from a chess standpoint. They playing chess and we playing checkers. So from a chess standpoint, they took that shit completely off the board with the now infamous Stop the Asian attacks. See? And then you got a lot of black people like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, all the bootlicks, Roland Martin, every bootlick, every entertainer, every singer, every black person, uh, everything under the board is all on board with let's stop the Asian hate. So our issues again then got pushed to the back. But fast forward, remember who Joe Biden is. Now them crimes are happening in New York and in California. You don't think that he is putting together a crime bill? And who is that crime bill going to affect? It's going to affect us, black people, and more so black men. So it's going to be crime bill 2.0 with this whole Stop the Asian thing. So as black people, we got to sit back and say, hold up. We getting duped again. So I just want to just point some things out. I wrote some things down that I want to touch on. And then if anybody want to call, I'm going to give you the phone number. You can call. You don't have to agree with my stance. All I ask is for respect and no cussing. Now, if you do that, I got to hit that, end button on you. But I'm going to get a number out. And if anybody want to call up and converse while I'm live, you more than welcome to do so. But I just want to point out in 1991, March 16th, a 15-year-old girl was killed by a 51-year-old Korean store owner in Los Angeles, and that was Latasha Harlins. The Asian community never apologized for that, going straight to jail for crimes they did not commit, being set up. Exactly. You own it, my sister. Exactly. So you got Latasha Harlins killed in 1991. No apologies. So from 1991, which was also the year that the Rodney King thing. So LA was hot just in general, but a lot of incidents didn't happen from 91 up until 2014 with Asians in our community, right? It's been some been documented, some ain't been documented. Now, the next situation was Akai Gurley, a black man who was killed in 2014, November 20th. He was 28 years old. He was killed by Peter Liang, a 27-year-old Asian man in New York. No apologies from the Asian community at all. So from 91 to 2014, we know it's been incidents happen between there, but these two incidents are East and West. Latasha Harlins was West Coast. Akai Gurley was New York. Fast forward with these whole incidences with the West and East Coast of black men supposedly pushing down an Asian person, hitting an Asian woman, things of that nature, right? This young girl was killed at 15 years old, shot in the back of the head. This black man was killed in New York, shot multiple times by Peter Liang. Shot, killed. Now, last I checked, death is higher than somebody getting assaulted or somebody getting pushed down. Both of them are wrong, but the point I'm trying to make is she was killed. He was killed. No apologies, no type of crime bill, no type of stop killing black people, none of that. But this situation is getting, every little incident is getting blown out of proportion. You can damn near whisper something to an Asian person right now and it make front page news because there's an agenda going on. They pushing this shit for a reason. Now, in between the Asian and black situation, you still got white folk around. So Robert Aaron Long, March 16th, walked into Atlanta Spa, killed 8 people, 6 were Asian, and it's been reported, or what's the word I want to use? I can't think of that word right now, but basically it's being reported that that spy might have been a cover up for a low key type of prostitution ring type of situation, right? So they saying that this white man who walks into Atlanta Spa, kills 8 people, 6 is Asian. The prosecutor is saying they don't even have grounds or enough evidence for a hate crime. But 6 of the victims were Asian. But one black man punches a Asian lady. One black man pushes down, and this all so-called, pushes down an Asian person. They need an Asian crime bill. Or that's considered Asian hate. Like, make that make sense to me. A white man walks into an Atlanta Spa, kills 8 people, 6 of them Asian, and the prosecutor, who was happened to be white, is saying, hey, it's not enough evidence to say here that it's not clear evidence that it's an Asian hate crime. But one black man pushes down an Asian person, and it's an Asian hate crime. So if y'all can't see the propaganda and the agenda that's being pushed, I don't know what to tell you. I just know that we as black people got to be leery of shit like this, because we got to remember who Joe Biden is. We got to remember who Kamala Harris is, man. They will push a crime bill in a minute, and it's going to affect black people, and it's preferably black men horribly. And it's going to be crime bill 2.0. So you got that situation, right? So they saying that Robert Aaron Long only killed them because of a sexual addiction. So it has nothing to do with hate. He just had a sexual addiction. He was tough in the draws, and he killed them because they didn't give him none. Okay. I don't believe that. And I think most people who use their critical thinking don't believe that either. Now, the other incident just happened March 22nd, which was Monday. A 21-year-old white man. Now, he has a Middle Eastern name, but that's no different than Cassius Clay changed his name to Muhammad Ali. He's still a black man. He just happened to be religiously referred to as Muhammad Ali because he now is was a practicing Muslim, right? So it's no different than this Ahmad Al-Aliwi Alyssa, 21-year-old white man. But if you punch in shooter from Colorado, from Boulder, Colorado, and look at that man's picture, clearly that's a white man. He just happened to have a Middle Eastern name, so he might have converted, to Islam. But he's still a white man. Now, this man went in and killed 10 people in a grocery store in Boulder, Colorado, just a couple days ago. So it's still fresh. Everything is still coming out. So now Joe Biden is saying, hey, we need a law, or he thinking about even doing executive order to get rid of assault guns, create this whole narrative or this whole situation where they want to take people's guns away because of actions of one person. So he playing off people's emotions. So think back when Obama was in office. How many school shootings happened? How many random ass shootings happened? That was their whole job, to try to get rid of guns and also lock black men up. So fast forward to Joe Biden, it's the same fucking play script that they're doing right now. They doing the same thing right now. Take your guns away, which is on a larger scale. And anybody who know what happened to the Jews, that's what happened to the Jews. The Nazis, well, not the Nazis. Adolf Hitler came into power. He basically convinced people he was a serpent. Most evil people are nice in the beginning. Just like any woman who might know a man, he can be nice in the beginning. Like everybody talking about Derrick Jackson, he's a serpent. He's nice. He's like a tall glass of juice. 2 a.m. It tastes good to you, but you're not knowing this man got a whole different type of agenda. He's really a serpent. He's really an evil type of person. So that's how Adolf Hitler. See, if you don't know your history, you'll think Adolf Hitler just came in on some Suge Knight shit and just debo Germany. No, that ain't how he got his power, by being nice to people. And the more power he got, it's like anything, you get drunk off of it. But he convinced them to get their guns up. Once they gave their guns up, then that's when he made his move to do what he did to them. If they never would have gave their guns up, they could at least have some sort of resistance. See? So you got to look at history, understand, history sometimes repeats itself. So a lot of people who, we need to get rid of guns. We need to get rid of guns. I'm here in Detroit. You get rid of guns, these niggas ain't going to get rid of their guns around here. The guns that's around here that these niggas is using to kill each other and kill innocent kids and women, they ain't buying them at no damn store. They not doing no background check. They getting them right off the street. So the person like me who legally has a gun, they want to figure out how to take my gun, but then these niggas still gonna have their gun. So now I'm not prepared, or I'm not able to protect myself and my family, but these niggas can just run rampant. That's just not, like, that don't make sense to me. So I'm definitely a supporter of the Second Amendment. And like I said, he just doing a twofold: how to create a crime bill, but also how to create another bill. And if you read in the paper right now, that's what he's saying. He got two bills. He's trying to do a crime bill, and he's trying to do a bill with the take away the guns. So that's what's going on right now, man. And we got to be alert. We got to be on point. We got to know what's going on. We can't be so much into our emotions. We got to use critical thinking and understand what's being done right now. Like, a lot of black people, like I say, man, it is what it is. We just emotional, man. So we get caught up in certain emotions, certain emotions we get caught up in, and that's how we get got. But I just want to get his number out. And if anybody want to call, like I said, you more than welcome to call. Hold on. Where is that at? Where is that phone? No. But basically the number is area code 517-402-4673. I repeat, the number is 517-402-4673. And if anybody want to call up, you don't have to agree on my stance. If you got a different stance, you got a different view, you're more than welcome to call up. All I ask is to be respectful, and also no cussing. Other than that, the line is open. So I'm going to continue talking, and I'm going to give it a few minutes, or maybe 5 minutes or so. If don't nobody call, I get it. I understand. But I'm going to continue talking. But other things I want to talk about is, like I said, the Derrick Jackson situation. It's a pretty, how can I say it? A pretty bad situation, man, because it's a lot of black women out here. It's a lot of single black women out here. And that man preyed on the fact that a lot of black women have been hurt by black men. He made his living off of that, saying how black men is this, black men is that, you perfect, you ain't nothing wrong with you. And that's dangerous because, like, I'm married and I talk to my wife. She said to me, I said to her, we both got stuff we got to work on. There's no one person above. There's no one person. We as black people need to understand we have to stand together, stop killing each other, respect each other, so the rest of the world can do the same instead of using us as bait. Exactly. That's basically what happens with us. We get used as, we like the doormat of society. That's basically what black people are. We the doormat of society, but then, like I said, we're a cape for everybody else, but then we don't want to fix ourselves. So you're right. We don't want to love. Like, I'm not going to say the person's name. I'm not going to say who it was and what. But I had a situation where a person said, "Hey, make sure you wash that car off, and so the clean the car off good, because if the spot's there on there, it's going to mess the paint up." And I said that, man, if we treated our cars, if we treated the way we treat cars, if we treated people that way, especially our own, man, we'd be so far in society. Man, we'd be so beautiful in society. But we rather treat nigga trinkets, cars, homes, clothes, just cell phones. I mean, everything, Jordans, don't step on my shoes. You know what I'm saying? We just treat everything else rather than how we should treat ourselves, man. And we learn to love one another. And I know a lot of that is from a psychological standpoint. I know a lot of that happened because of slavery. And a lot of that got handed down. Like when you see a generation of family that are successful, that's generations. When you see a family that's welfare wise, that's generations. When you see a family that's messed up on a certain drugs, or a family that's, there's different things. Some things just get handed down. The way we got treated for 400 plus years, all into Jim Crow, to civil rights movement, up until now, is things that bother us, man, self-esteem wise. That's why we, love, oh, we gotta do our hair, we gotta do that, we want to look good. We rather look good than, you know what I'm saying? Because we like, well, if we look good and we can put our fronts up. If I don't care if my house falling apart, but if I got a brand new car in the front yard, they're gonna respect me. Or if I'm riding the Benz, but they don't know I'm eating Campbell's soup, they still gonna respect me. See, we gotta learn to like get rid of the nigger trinkets and like love each other more. Like get more into, like, we got this thing about well, let God handle, let go and let God handle it. And we always invoke all this religion shit, right? And no disrespect to anybody who claim their religion and whatnot, but you gotta understand what religion, especially Christianity, was used in slavery against us, and why it's prevalent to this day, and why you can have the most how can I say it? How I want to put this. It's like with the whole voting thing that happened just recently. They invoked a lot of Christianity. God will want you to do this, and God this, that, and the third. And we as blacks need to understand we have to. Okay, oh yeah, my bad. I'm reading the last statement, but yeah. So basically, at the end of the day, we gotta kind of get away from that. We gotta kind of understand that. Yeah, it's cool to have a belief system. It's cool to believe in a higher power and not just be all about yourself. I get that. But we can't be duped and fooled and not know that, okay, we need some psychological repair. We need to go to a therapist. We need to talk to somebody. Like, why do we treat each other bad, but then we treat the white man and everybody else with respect? Like, what's psychologically wrong with us? Did the whole Christianity, white Jesus with blue eyes, hurt us to the point where we see no wrong in white folk and we see them as saviors, but we don't see that in ourselves? We see each other as savages and and not well-to-do people. Like, psychologically, what's wrong with us? Why we can't come together? Why we can't do that? Why it takes a barbecue or a funeral for us to come together? Why we just can't come together just in general? Why are so many beefs in families? Why is there so much competition in families? I see that a lot too. One person get a car, I got to get a car too. One person buy a house, I'm gonna buy me a house. It's a lot of competition in families, a lot of competition amongst each other, not just in general. That's why there's so much hating. That's what we call haters. So it's just things that we got to work on to build ourselves up, and it's gonna start with our kids. See, us adults. I'm 43 years old, man. And anybody that's adult, it's hard to change an adult's mind. I told a guy at work that we was talking about, matter of fact, it was around the time when that insurrection, they call it. I call it white folk tripping, January 6th at the Capitol. And I was talking to him about it briefly because I try not to get too much in politics and religion, because you can't change people's mind. If a person is a Christian, you're not going to get them convert or see what you're trying to say to them, period. And any other religion, any other politics. So I just kept it real short and basically said, like, when it comes to humans, the reason why we have issues today, because you're dealing with adults who have concrete way of thinking. They don't want to bend, they don't want to break. And then we in the cancel culture and we in social media era, it's even worse. So it's either my way or the highway. And it ain't no in between no more. There's no, like my wife said, in life, you got to have a gray area. And in this society right now, there's no gray area. It's either you for Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, or you a hater. There's no like, yo, do you see the depth? Like, do you see where they need to tighten up at? No, I see you hating on them. You just mad because they get their money. No, I'm just saying it's a gray area. You know what I'm saying? You got to find the middle. And this society right now has no middle. So I just would say for black people, man, we need to tighten up psychologically. We need to tighten up. Well, I ain't gonna say financially because we got the money. Obviously, we spend almost 3 trillion a year, and that's on bullshit. We just don't. We just haven't learned how to flip the spending into saving or investing. We just basically spend, spend, spend. So I'm gonna even say we need to tighten up financially. We just need to support each other more financially. If we did that, that would be better. But it's just a lot of things we got to work on and understand that this stop the Asian hate thing is something that's going to backfire on us. Because I'm telling you, like I said about the white man Robert Aaron Long, they saying this man had a sexual addiction. They not even saying it's a hate crime, and he killed 8 people, 6 Asians. So they basically caping for him. The media, the prosecutor, everybody is making sure that this man don't get burned on the stake. But the black man, so-called black man, and these Asian taxed by black people, they want to crucify. We need a crime bill. We need, if you breathe on an Asian person, you get 10 years. If you know what I'm saying? They trying to figure out how to like really get a bill passed. And if you see the play, if you see like, okay, they're going to be fair and balanced. Yeah, because Joe Biden has changed and Kamala Harris is a woman and she is supportive of black people and she's sister girl. No, you got to understand, if they are complicit and not compliant or forcing the white man who killed people, and they saying it's the opposite of an Asian hate crime, they saying he got a sexual addiction and that's why he killed them. But then a black person who pushes, a so-called black person who pushes an Asian person down, they ready to start a crime bill. You can't see the compare and contrast of that and understand what that bill, if it do get passed or do come to fruition, who that's going to affect, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to say dumb. I don't want to say stupid. I don't want to say none of the above because I don't want to, disrespect anybody's intelligence, because we all have our own intelligence in our own way, and we all got different lenses on how we see things. But what makes other races, I ain't gonna say better than us, more efficient than us, is the fact they know when to come together and be solid. We don't know how to do that. We fraction off. Nah, that ain't what it is. Then you got them over here. Nah, that's just what it is. We got too many fractions within our own community. Now, when it comes to white folk, like over the summer last year, it was a video where it was some, rioting going on. You got the Black Lives Matter, but then you got the white folk in the crowd. But then you have some niggas out there like, yo, let's get at them. And I guess a white person did something. It's right on YouTube. I want to say it was in Atlanta. It was somewhere, man. It might have been after the George Floyd situation. But all I know is the white person that did something and the niggas was ready to get on their head. White people, all them white people who had them Black Lives Matter and we love y'all, we for y'all, they surrounded that white person. Got that white person up out of there, like did a diversion. Like, okay, why we plead with these niggas, hey, please don't do nothing. We all together, they snuck the white person that they were trying to get at, because that white person was basically an agitator and was trying some dumb shit. I think he was trying to burn something down, or she was trying to burn something down, and niggas like, you ain't gonna pin that on us. They were trying to get on that person's head, but they collectively, the white people in the area collectively, instantly got right on code and ushered that person up out of there and was able to, do what they need to do. Now, if that had been niggas, it'd have had niggas like, yeah, let's get them. Then you have some niggas, no, leave them alone. Then you have some niggas that's on the fence, like, let's record. Let's see if we can put it on World Star. See, we don't know how to get on code when we need to get on code. And that's what we need to work at too, is getting on code and understand when we at war and we don't see the war. It's like a frog they say you put a frog in hot water, it don't even know that it's boiling until it's damn near dead. That's us. We like the frog in the hot water. We are at war. Everybody's against us, but they convinced, hey, black woman, we love you. Black man, we kind of love you. So they pin us against each other. But then the NFL white man who just beat the black sisters up a couple months ago should be enough proof to show you, because they treat him with, he didn't take his medicine and, he's a productive person in society and blah, blah, blah. Beat the brakes off the system. Now we all know that would have been a black man. They'd have threw the book. He would have been on every news channel and everything. So that should tell you that they really don't love you as well. But they convince you, you know, through Kamala Harris and other, you know, Oprahs, and you know, they, if you notice in the news, they got, hey, new CEO of this company is a black woman. They promoting that, but they not gonna give Sandra Bland her justice. They not gonna give Breonna Scott her justice, or any black woman who've been murdered or done wrong. It was a black woman, not Chicago, but somewhere, where some white folk broke into her apartment. I tried to post a video, but YouTube won't let me. I'm like, yeah, sir, YouTube got to pick and choose of what they want you to, you know, put up. And all I do is put black woman was disrespected. That's all I put on the title. They will not let me upload this video for nothing. They would not let me put it up. But there's a black woman, I forgot what city, but basically, the woman came home and these white folk was in her apartment. She spazzed out, rightfully so. Called the police. The police treated her like she was a suspect and started questioning the white people like, are y'all okay? Like, they in this woman's apartment and they treating her, this her apartment. They treating her like she the suspect. That's why I feel like YouTube, see, them type of videos, they don't want people to see, you know. They don't want. Now, if I'd have posted a video of a black man slapping the shit out of a black woman, they'd have uploaded that and made sure the algorithms was right on that to make sure it hit 1 million views. But anything that it goes against the agenda or the propaganda that they pushing, they're not gonna let you upload that. So all I ask, man, is we start coming together. I know we adults. It's hard for adults to blend together because we all got our own belief system, and then work on our kids. Because that's what I'm doing. Like, it'd be a lot of black women when I comment on certain things, you know, when I have my Facebook up, first thing, or my Instagram, first thing they'll say is, what is you doing? The first thing I'm doing is taking care. I got a 14-year-old son who's feeling himself, I can say mildly. Then I got a 4-year-old son. That's who I'm starting with, to make sure them niggas are straight. Then once them niggas straight, then I work on some other kids. But I got to start with mine first. And that's what I feel like every other man should do. Is make sure their kids are straight. Because that's the future. That's the next generation. So I'm going to leave it like that. I see nobody called in. I just want to touch on the fact that I feel, my personal opinion, I feel like the Asian community needs to apologize to us. Just like we need to apologize to them. To have some type of dialogue. But it just can't be one way. You just can't disrespect our black women. There's so many videos on YouTube of Asian store owners beating the brakes off black women, kicking them all out the stores, putting their hands on them, doing all kind of shit to them. But they ain't got to apologize. That's not black hate. That's not, you know what I mean? Like, so we need to have some type of dialogue. It gotta be a two-way street. It can't just be one way. So that's my thoughts on it, man. Y'all have a good night. Peace. Oh, and the sister that tuned in, I appreciate you for tuning in. I appreciate you writing your comments. They was very thoughtful and down to the root and real. So I appreciate that. I really do. All right. Hopefully you tune in future broadcasts and you have a good night. Peace.